As we know that in last class we discussed the second type of asexual reproductive method, that is what budding, correct? So now coming to here, now today's class we are going to study the third type of asexual method of reproduction, that is what spore formation. So now yesterday itself I said what is the meaning of spore formation. Let us see now how it will happen and where it will happen. What is the examples of this one? That is all we'll discuss in our today's class. And as well as the next type of asexual reproduction, that is what we used to call as regeneration. Okay. So now coming to here, what do you mean by this spore formation means? First, before studying this spore formation, something we should know about the spores. So as I said you, what do you mean by spores? Anybody? Yesterday also I said you correct. So actually, if you'll see this, these spores are the very microscopic asexual reproductive bodies. What is this? These are the asexual reproductive bodies, which are covered by what I said, which are basically covered
protective,
hard
protective.
that is what. So it will be like they will be protected by some kind of a protective coat, and these are which is present inside a very microscopic microscopic reproductive cells. That is what we used to call as spore. So now this coat enables only make them to survive under what conditions? Under an unfavorable conditions like a lack of food and lack of water and extremely high temperatures, pressures, etc., etc. Now, once these conditions become favorable, means all the things, required things are available, then what will happen, guys? These spores will start grow and they will produce the new plants. So by the time this hard protective coat will break, so that all the spores, this protective coat will start breaking, so that all the spores will start grow and they will come out from the spore, this protective coat. So this is what will happen. So during unfavorable conditions, it will be covered with a hard protective coat, because the spores means in the sense of they are a kind of seeds. What is the meaning of this one? They are the kind of a small seeds. Understand, guys? So that is why during unfavorable conditions, if there is no water, there is no food, they cannot survive. That is why they will be safely protected by, understand, a hard protective coat. Once the conditions are favorable, then this coat will break, so that once the spores are grown well, they will become out and they will be grown as a new plants. I understand, everybody? This is what it will happen exactly. So now these spores are very, very extremely small and very, very lightweight. So that is what will happen? They always will be floating in air all around us. They will floating. So even now also in front of you and surrounding by us, also they may be floating, because they are that much extremely small. So that is why we cannot see them with the naked eye, and we have to always see with what? Some kind of powerful microscopes. This is what we used to call as spore. So now, what is this spore formation? So as I said, spore means what? They are the microscopic reproductive cells which are basically covered with a hard protective coat. Understand? So now, when this protective coat will form, guys, during only unpredictable, understand, unfavorable conditions only, the spores are covered with a protective coat. Once the conditions are favorable, this coat will break, so that the spores will come out and they will grow into what? They will grow into a new plant. That is what the thing you have to remember. So now if you'll observe very carefully, what is this spore formation and how it will take place and all if you'll see. So now, as we know, this is what kind of method, guys? Sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction? It is the
Asexual reproduction.
sexual reproduction. That is what the first point you have to remember. So this is what we used to say, asexual method of reproduction. Asexual method of reproduction. So now you see this spore formation will take place in plants. Where it will take place? Takes place in
Plant.
Is it okay? So that is what you have to remember. Now, what is the meaning of this spore formation means? So the parent plant, if you take a parent cell or else a parent plant. So as we know, if you take the parent plant, it will be having hundreds of microscopic reproductive units. That is what the hundreds of microscopic reproductive cells. What we used to call them as, guys? What is that called as? Nobody will respond. What is that called as? The reproductive cells. Yes, nobody will respond. What is that called as? Spores. What do we used to call it as? Spores. Understand? So now, for example, let me consider now if you'll take some kind of a plant. So now, if you'll take so this is what we can say. So this is also an example of a plant which is takes place the spore formation. So now let me consider your textbook. It is having picture. You can check it. Do you have that picture? You have seen it. Page number, can anybody say? Yes, please. What is the page number? This picture.
132, sir.
132. So please all of you look into 132. So this is spores inside the reproductive cells, microscopic reproductive cells. I am representing with the red color. So you can see here. This is what it is. So now once it is blasted, it will be coming like this. They will become like this and they will be float in the air because of less weight. So now these are the roots you can consider. And you have to draw this diagram also, remember. Yeah. So now if you notice it, so basically if you take a parent plant, so it is having hundreds of small microscopic reproductive units. That is what we used to call as spores. So now when the spore case of the plant will start burst, here you can see here, this is what we used to call as sporangium. What is this called as, guys? Sporangium. sporangium, sporangium we can say. Now once this spore case will start burst, so that what is happening, this all the spores being dispersed into the air. So whatever it is present inside, they all will start moving and they will start floating in the air, so that they will reach us in certain places. There they will start growing into a new plants. That is what the thing we used to call as spore formation. So now if you take here a parent plant, basically the parent plants is having hundreds of this small microscopic reproductive units we used to call as spores. So now once this spore case will start burst, understand, so they will start spreading into the air. Now when all these airborne spores land on the food, where they will land, guys? They will land on the food in the sense of like wherever they are finding a bread or else a certain kind of soil also, they will be land. So at that, under favorable conditions, like they must have damp air, warm conditions and all, they will start germinate and they will produce into a new plants. That is what we used to call as spore formation. So what do you mean by exactly means? So basically, if you notice it here, so this is what we used to call as sporangium. So when the parent cell is having hundreds of reproductive cells, this is what we used to call as, what we used to call, guys? Spores. Understand?
Spores.
So now, during unfavorable conditions, this coat will never burst. It will be protected by a very thick protective coat. So now conditions are favorable. What kind of conditions, guys, they are? So available food and as well as temperature, suitable temperature and water is available. So that is only we can say it must be a damp air, means it should not be a moist and all. Okay. So like damp and warm air, then they will start growing into a new plants. They will start germinate and they will produce into a new plants. This is the required conditions for the spore formations. Okay, so now in this case, what will happen? Thus, this spore coat will start, spore case will start burst out, so that all the spores which is grown inside this sporangium, they will start floating into the air. So they will travel and travel wherever they will find food or they will find a suitable soil where they can start growing. Means the conditions like damp air and as well as warm air, like temperature is suitable temperature, then that is called as the suitable conditions for them, so that they will grow into new plants. So now if we take here, this is what will take place basically in fungi. So fungi is a plant or animal, guys? Fungi is a plant or animal? Yes, tell me. Nobody is there.
Plant.
We take most of the fungi, they will produce their new babies or new generations with the help of these spore formations only. So now, for example, if you take fungi, Rhizopus fungus, and as well as if you take Mucor, this is also one kind of fungus, and as well as bacteria. For example, if you can take bacteria and non-flowering plants like fern plants, mosses, they will reproduce by the method of spore plants only. This is examples of fungus and as well as bacteria. What kind of bacteria, guys? Bacteria and as well as non-flowering plants. So what is the example of non-flowering plants? Fen plants, you maybe know fen plants, and as last class also I have shown you, correct, fen plants. I think 2 days before I have shown you fen plants, and as well as mosses. So these all the plants, they will reproduce by the spore formations only. So the common bread mold, that is the most important thing which we people observe. If you notice it in the bread mold, so the bread mold, if you leave it for certain days undisturbed at a normal conditions like a damp air means enough moisture is present in the atmosphere. It is not a humid air. Damp air means it's like a dry air, we can say, a suitable conditions for to grow the fungus. So now here if you see the basic one which we will observe on the case of fungus is bread mold. So now if you'll observe here, this bread mold is a fungus plant whose scientific name is called as, what is that called as, guys? Rhizopus. This is the scientific name of bread mold. So greenish color things we can observe growing on our bread, the edible bread, if you leave it for 3 or 4 days into the atmosphere. So the common bread mold or this Rhizopus fungus reproduced by the method of what, guys? By the method of spore formation only. That is what it will happen. So once these conditions are favorable, from the parent, this sporangium, the spores will start coming out. Once this case, the spore case will burst, so that they will come and they will settle. They will, because they will be always in our air, in our surrounding, it will be present. So when they will find the conditions, like in the sense of here somewhere the food they will find, if you are keeping some bread outside, or you forgot, you kept and you forgot, or else some other kind of food will be there, like pickles and all. So that there they will settle down and they will start germinating and they will grow into a new plant. That is what it will happen. So that is only we used to say a spoiled bread or else the bread mold, we can say. So we are not supposed to consume this because it is what? poison. Do you understand, everybody? So it is a very, very poison. So which we are not supposed to consume this bread, because this fungus will leads to like we can say loose motions, or else even vomitings, and sometimes it may leads to some other diseases also. So that is why we are not supposed to consume this. So this is what we used to call as spore formation. So now spore formation, you have to remember only one thing. What is the simply what you people can say spore formation means? Anybody? Any one of you? Spore formation means what? Nobody will say. So basically this spore formation is the asexual reproductive method which will take place in plants. So now what is the simple explanation? Anybody can say. Basically what is happening? Hundreds of reproductive cells, a microscopic reproductive units which we used to call as spores. Spores are present where? Inside, understanding, in the main plant or else parent plant we can say. So now at unfavorable conditions, this all will be stored under a hard protective coat. That cell is only we used to call as sporangium. What we used to call? Sporangium. I understand. So now when the conditions are suitable, this protective coat will start burst, so that all the spores will start floating and they will start settling down on the food or soil wherever they will find a suitable conditions. What is the suitable conditions? It must be a damp and warm air. That is what you have to understand. So that once the conditions are damp and warm conditions, and they are feeling that they are getting enough food and soil, so that there they will settle down and they will grow into it, they will start germinating and they will produce the new plants. That is what we used to call as spore formations. So example of spore formation, if you take Rhizopus, that is what we can say bread mold, and as well as mucor and some bacteria, and as well as non-flowering plants like fen plants and moses plants. So have you seen these fen plants and moses plants? Last time also I have shown you, correct? Do you remember or not? At least respond. That is what we used to call as. Now, in these parent cells, also remember this part is called as stem. What we used to call? Stem. This part we used to call as, and down if you notice it, this root-like structures, and as well as this one, both we can say hyphae, HYPHA, hyphae we used to call as. So this is what it is. Even sometimes they will ask you to draw this diagram also. We don't need to struggle much. Simply you can draw spore formation. You can write the definition and you can draw this diagram for 2-mark question. So you can write this one. So this is what we used to call as spore formation. Now, the common bread mold, understand, if you'll observe, somebody is making noise. Yeah, Dilip and yours only. Yeah. So now if you notice it, here the common bread mold also we used to call it as what, guys? Rhizopus. Yes or no? Rhizopus fungus, if you see, usually it will consist of fine and thread-like projections. Okay. THREAD, a thread-like projections. I will show you with the microscopic things. So projections, these projections only we used to call as, what we used to call it? Hyphae. That is what you have to remember. And a thin stems having, that is what we used to call as like a knob-like structure. They are only called as sporangium. That is what you have to remember. Is it okay, guys? The thin stems having knob like a balls. You can notice it here. Like looks like a balls which contains the spores. That is what we used to call as sporangia. So each knob, understand, like structure, contains hundreds of minute spores. That is what I represented with the red color. Each sporangium, they contains hundreds of minute spores, which is encased by the spore case we used to call it as. So that is what a protective coat. So now when the spore case will start burst, what will happen? All these floating. All this will come out and they will disperse it in the air so that they will start growing into a new bread mold plants under the suitable conditions. That is what it will happen. So now if you notice it, for example, I will show you the picture also how it will be happen. Microscopic picture if you notice it. So the bread mold, how it will be takes place, you can see. They're having how these balls, that balls, what is the name of these balls, guys? Like ball-like structures. What is that called as? That roots are called as
Sporangium.
and that ball-like structures, if you'll notice it, that is what we used to call as sporangium. Okay. So now this picture, if you'll notice it clearly, you can able to see a much more clear. This is what a microscopic, it's like a very highly magnifying glass. So if here, have you noticed the white thread-like structures, guys? Please respond. Have you been able to
Yes,
see
sir.
the white thread-like structures? This is what the bread mold. Have you seen in our homes? At least sometimes you may be seen. This is what we used to call as bread mold, which is causing by what fungus? What fungus? Nobody knows.
Rhizobus.
The rhizopus. That is what it is. So now this is a magnifying glass. If you'll see with the microscopic, highly powerful microscopic, we can see this bread mold like this. So this white thread-like structures you can see, that is what we used to call as, what we used to call hyphae. Understand? And here, have you able to see the black balls? Please respond. This black balls
Yes,
have,
sir.
and this black balls only we used to call it as what? We used to call it as
Sporangium.
sporangium. So each sporangium is having hundreds of spores. That is what we used to call as reproductive cells. So they will be protected with some kind of spore coat. What we used to spore case we used to say. So that case which is protected by them, that is what we used to call as spore case. So now, have you noticed this spore case down one black, one stick-like structures are there? Have you seen? Stick, small black stick-like structures. That is what we used to call as, what we used to call stem, we can say.
Stem.
Okay, that is you have to remember it. So these knobs, we can say knob-like structures. So this balls only, this sporangiums only we used to call as knob, K-N-O-B, knob-like structures we can say. That is what you have to remember. So unfavorable conditions, they will be inside the sporangium. So favorable conditions, what will happen, guys? This spore case will burst and they will start finding their food or soil, suitable soil, and they will start growing into a new plants. That is what it will happen. Are you clear, everybody? What is spore formation? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, basically, this is called as airborne spore. What we used to call it, guys? Airborne space, airborne, because in air only it is spreading, correct? That is why it is called as airborne spore, we can say. Understand? So once this such a airborne spore which grow on the moist slice of bread which is kept aside by a few days. If you today you keep in our home, after 3 or 4 days you notice, definitely you can see this greenish color rhizopus fungus. Understand? You all people see, and later pack it very carefully inside a certain kind of polythene cover and bring it to the lab, and lab microscopic you people can see it. Understand? At certain, if possible, sometimes unfortunately if you will go to lab, we people will see that. Understand? That is, it is very beautiful. If you'll see the structure like this, seeing this one is common, everybody can see, but seeing this one, it is possible with only microscope because extremely small, so we cannot see with the naked eye. So sometimes you people can try, if you'll get a chance to see, try to see that so that you can understand more clearly. So while you're seeing in microscope, 3 structures we have to observe. What is that? One is hyphae, another one is stem, and another one is sporangium. Understand? That is what you have to remember. So now if you'll see here, if you'll remove one sporangium from the bread mold and keep it on a slide, like we know, you all know microscopic slides, correct, which will be in a rectangular shape, yes or no? And just remove a small piece of this bread mold, and if you keep it on a slide, and if you put overslip, and it will observe the slide through a microscope, a powerful microscope, by adjusting the lenses, so we can see the clear structure of the spores, and as well as how this spore case and everything hyphae and all is present. That is what you have to remember. So this spore formation method is also asexual reproduction, which is used by unicellular or multicellular, guys. What is this fungus?
Unicellular.
Unicellular.
Unicellular organism, and as well as it will take place by multicellular organisms, because some plants are there, correct? So that is why it is. So for example, if we take bacteria, so bacteria are the unicellular organism which will reproduce by spore formation. For example, if we take rhizopus is a unicellular or multicellular? It is the multicellular, and mucor also a multicellular organism only. And the non-flowering plants, what is the examples of non-flowering plants, guys? Anybody? Fen and as well as mosses plants. So these also multicellular organisms which will reproduce by spore formation method. So what is the example of unicellular organisms of spore formation? Only bacteria. What is that, guys? Only bacteria. So remaining, if we take this fungus, the rhizopus fungus, and as well as mucor, MUC or mucor, and as well as these fens and mosses, all are called as what, guys? Non-flowering plants. Everything is under multicellular organisms only. That is what you have to remember. Now, how many of you seen this multicellular organism, this mucor and all? Have you seen any time? Yes? Nobody is responding. So that is what. So now let us see now. If we all people know, correct? Now rhizopus you can see. So rhizopus fungus, you can see the clear structure basically. So this is what it is. Simple structure you can say. But basically bread mold, if you leave it for 10 days, you can see more clearly. This is what the structure of bread mold, which we can see very clearly. It will be through the powerful microscope, we can see this much clear. Have you noticed it? It is growing like a plant. Have you seen? Bread is here, it is growing like this. But we will see normally we cannot see with a microscope only, we can able to see. This is what we can say, rhizopus, a multicellular organism. So as well as we can say what, guys, another one.
Bread mold.
Yeah. So now if you notice it, next one is mucor. So mucor you can see. So this is what we used to call as mucor. It is also similar to that. Have you noticed it? This is the mucor we can see. So mucor species also, they are similar to the rhizopus only. So that is what you have to remember. So now our non-flowering plants. What is the non-flowering plants, guys? Non-flowering plants, what it is? Fen, yes or no?
And mosses.
Fen plant. So fen plants, if you'll notice it, this is what the fen plants. So this is also will forms by this only. So fen spore formation we can see. Spore formation in fen plants. So this is what it will happen. Have you noticed it? It's like a powder-like structures. Back of the leaves it will come. This is what we can say. Okay, guys. Spore formations. This is, you can see sometimes somewhere in our decorative plants also it is available. You can see fen plants. And as well as the last one is what? Another plants is what? Fen
Mosses.
plants and as well as mosses. MOSSES. So this is the mosses plants, which is even normal conditions. If somewhere we can see like trees, under dead trees and all it is used to grow. This is what we used to call as spore formation. Have you seen it? A black color things is growing. This is what a multicellular organisms these are called as. So unicellular organisms extremely small, we cannot see with them. So but this is we can able to see because it is they are multicellular organisms, non-flowering plants. So this is all about the spore formation. So now hope you all understand. So write the definition alone of the spore formation. Later we will go to the next one. So please all of you write. What is the, you have to draw the structure. If they will ask you, for example, rhizopus, also we can say bread mold. So we have to draw the structure and you have to explain it. So please all of you write. Spore formation. In spore formation, have you understand spore formation? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Tarani?
Sir.
Yeah, right. Spore formation. And also I said another thing of fungus, if you take penicillium. Penicillium, have you know guys? Penicillium. Penicillin injection you may be heard. You may be, if people know diabetic patients and all penicillin, they will make it. Have you seen? So penicillium also, Penicillium. So penicillium is also fungus family. So this is also under this spore formation only. Understand? So by formation of spores only it will produce. So this antibiotic drug called as penicillin, we is to generate from this only. Okay. So that is also, please remember. This is also another example of fungus family is Penicillium fungus, which is also formed by the new plants by the help of this forming spores only. So we can produce an antibiotic drug. That is what we used to call as penicillin. Antibiotic drug. So that is penicillin drug, we can say. For diabetics and sugar levels will falls in the blood, they will give you penicillin injection. You may be asked somebody's doctors, your parents and doctors or somebody, you can say what is the importance of penicillin. So that is also will formed by what? Spore formation only. That is what the examples you have to remember. Write the definition alone fastly and we will proceed. In spore formation, the parent plant produces hundreds of microscopic reproductive units called spores. Reproductive units called spores. When the spore case of plant burst, when it will burst, Arvind? When the spore case will burst?
Favorable conditions.
Yeah, that is. When the spore case of plant burst, then the spores spread into air. When the spore case of plant burst, then the spores spread into air. Bracket, you have to write it what, guys? Under the favorable conditions. What is the favorable conditions? Damp and moist, damp and warm air. Understand?
Sir, then
Spores spread into air. Bracket, you have to write under favorable conditions. Like damp and warm conditions. After full stop on your right. When these airborne spores land on food, or soil, they germinate and produce new plants. New plants. That is what it is, spore formation. Okay, everybody? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sudhir, are you understand, Sudhir? Jesse, Pranav not there, Dilipan, Dena is not there. What these people are doing here? Nonsense. Yeah, it's okay. Bhumika, are you understand? This is what the spore formation is. Clear? Examples. What is the examples, guys? Examples, all the examples you can write. Penicillium fungus, Rhizopus fungus, and as well as, what is another thing? Some bacteria, unicellular bacteria, and as well as mucor, and the non-flowering plants as multicellular organisms called as fern and mosses. That is what you have to write example. Now here MCQs are very important. What is the white color root-like structures of Rhizopus bacteria? Rhizopus fungus is called as hyphae. Understanding? Fine thread-like projections are called as hyphae, and balls like, we can say, knob-like structures, they are called as sporangiums. That is what you have to remember. So exam also you have to write like this only. Draw the structures, sporangiums. Next, spore case will burst. Spore case will burst, so that what will happen? Spores, they will disperse it into the air. That is what you have to write here. Floating into the air or dispersed into the air, they have to write it. So also one more example of this spore formation is what, guys? What is that? Penicillium fungus, which will also grow by this forming spores only. So let it be. So this is all about the spore formation. So the next type of asexual reproduction method is called as what? Regeneration. Okay. So now, what do you mean by this regeneration, and what is the examples of this regeneration, asexual reproductive method of regeneration? That is all we'll see now. So now, with this, we will continue. We'll end this biology for today's class. As I said yesterday, some task to you. Today, I will show you something. What is that? Yes, nobody is saying. I will show you something today. What is that? Can anybody say?
Virtual experiment.
Yeah, virtual experiment of Ohm's law. So please kindly all of you get back fastly. I will make it everything sure, and we'll see that values. Okay. So make it everything well fast.